PechaKucha means, I think, small talk in Japanese. They didn't say anything about the time limit, but we're going to have a small talk with some beautiful imagery. When do we start? When do we go?
You're now. You're going.
All right. Oh, I'm going. We're going to talk about this idea called synthetic is better. And it is, we do synthetic research. So we do research with AI rather than real people. It's a big change in how research can be done. We always like to think about the advantages of synthetic, but that's the thesis. Synthetic is better. It's not really a new thesis, is the truth. Synthetic has been better for 150 years. Almost all the products you use are actually synthetic, and when they are synthetic, the costs go way down, the access goes way up, the markets expand. So vanilla, rubber, diamonds, insulin, which has saved probably tens, hundreds of millions of lives. So synthetic is better. But we don't synthesize materials, we synthesize your customers. So we will create copies of your customers like this, like Robert or Anjali. You can do it down to kind of whatever degree you want. You can call them a CFO, a CRO, a CHRO, junior, senior, China, Chile. And we give you customer intelligence. It used to take 3 months. Now it can take 3 hours if you do it quickly. And so the core idea is that synthetic is going to change everything. AI is changing everything. But it has to be obviously fit in a very specific marketing framework. We're very fond of this idea of kind of research strategy tactics. This is good classic marketing strategy. And AI is making all this better. It's really by putting the customer in your pocket to make better decisions across this entire spectrum. We've spent 22 months trying to build our business. We have grown very quickly, which is wonderful. And we've learned a lot along the way. Some things we've learned, I would say, are not all that surprising. Like speed and cost matter. Other people are like, I can't talk to my customer. You can give me a fake customer? That's incredible. So that's been something we've learned that we didn't anticipate. So we're going to talk a little bit about what we've learned. So the number one thing we've learned is this empty chair idea from Bezos. We all know this idea, but remember, there's no customer in the chair for a reason. It is hard to put a customer in the chair. AI allows you to create customers and put them in the chair. I think many of you are already doing this. So that's kind of one of the things I've heard here is a lot of people are playing around with synthetic audiences, but now you have customer in chair all the time. The cost of curiosity, the cost of asking questions is plummeting, which means we can ask a lot more questions. This is extremely exciting. It's not scarce, it's now abundance, This woman is extremely excited about running segmentation and positioning and all the research that she can do. She's smiling. Look how happy she is. This is what's going on now. Is you're not running a study once. This is a study of 20 questions, Q1 to Q20 you can see there, run 50 times. So 5 different models, 10 times each, a different configuration. So you're not running surveys once, you're running surveys 50 times now to figure out what's yellow, highly accurate, what is blue, not accurate. Go talk to your customers about what's not accurate. What's accurate, you can have the LLMs do for you. Part of the reason you get really good insights is because robots do not get tired, right? Everyone knows kind of the quality of the answers gets worse as you go through the survey. You now have fatigue-free insights or fatigue-free data. This is the Mark Andreessen idea about robots being infinitely patient or infinitely energetic. So this guy's not going to have that problem. There's also privacy and legal advantages, as I mentioned. You often have to go through legal or compliance when you want to run research, either in a focus group or in a quantitative survey. There's all sorts of risk to you potentially. The research doesn't come out with the right answers, that's a real problem for you, it makes you look bad. There's all sorts of legal, professional, reputational reasons that you want to do things synthetically. This is one of the things that we built, which I'm very proud of, which is just called further research. You ask a question and it's about integration. And you're like, well, what did they mean by integration? In the real world, you can't actually go ask the people again without great cost and great time. In our world, you just add another question, you put it into the queue, and you run it again. So you get maximum clarity through kind of additional insights or further research. You also have this pocket PhD or this synthetic CMO. Everybody here is here for a reason. We are huddling, it sounds like to get our temperature up to 90 degrees, but what we're really huddling for is kind of the information we can get from each other. Well, obviously AI is a synthetic CMO that you can sense check everything with, and it knows all the laws of growth from the Byron chart book that Drew talked about, so it's very smart. I worked at LinkedIn before I started Evidenza, and the biggest problem B2B marketers had was essentially speaking finance to finance or finance to sales. It is trivial for an LLM to say the 3 biggest opportunities are campaign performance optimization, new product launch, seasonal campaign planning. Here's the size of the market in the US. You go talk to finance with that, you're going to be fine. All of this is about just kind of simulating things at scale to get more confidence, to see more opinions, to make better decisions. This is something that happens in, like, NASA simulates things, banks simulate things. Marketers are going to be able to simulate things in the same way now at the same scale, which is very exciting. It feels like that moment. So this is like something that we do, which is quite fun. If you go to a conference and you ask B2B marketers, like, how many segmentations have you done? How many positionings have you done? Some will have never done one. Maybe some will do 4 in a career. We can now do 4 in an hour. Right, so again, you can just run a bunch of different positioning, a bunch of different segmentation. Choose the one that you like. Choose the one that works best for sales, best for finance, best for you. Great brands are built on patterns. Great stories are patterns too. Like this is just saying Nemo's lost in the sea. Lion King is lost on land. Wally's lost in space. Odysseus was lost previously, right? There's these patterns. Well, brands have patterns too. Oracle is red. Drew is a penguin who's purple. AI helps you to identify your codes and then market them effectively. What is the role of people in this? AI is not an end-to-end solution today. It is a middle-to-middle solution. If anybody knows who Bology is, you've heard this idea. So your job is like here, to write a great brief, have AI do the middle part, and then use your magnifying glass to verify what came out as good, is trustworthy. So you have a huge role to play. It is amplifying our abilities. And the whole process here, I think, is just better velocity. I learned that speed is just fast. Velocity is a speed with a direction. So if you have a good marketing strategy, AI will give you more velocity. There's a dividend or a payout to that. I think this whole process will get you better, faster decisions. That's really what this is all about, right? Filter bad ideas, calibrate them, test them, do better. This slide has horrible font. I apologize. But the core idea you should remember from this slide is not my horrible font. It is the complaint about synthetic diamonds today is they are too big and they are too good. Think about that for a second. That's the complaint. The same thing is going to happen, I believe, in synthetic research when compared to traditional research. And then the final bit is just this movie is an amazing movie if you haven't seen it. And this idea of Move 37, it's this move that the AI makes, and the commentators are like, this is the dumbest move I've ever seen in my entire life. And it turns out it was not a dumb move, it was a brilliant move, and anybody who plays Go now uses that move. So I would say simulate things, figure out what your Move 37 is. I think a lot of you are already doing this, but continue to do that. Thank you.